One of the most heavy feelings is regret. It weighs tons, and it's for good reason, because it's supposed to make you feel like, so you won't do it again, or so you'll learn. Like, a lot of regrets that people have are from things that they didn't do. I'm sure you've heard the study that they did on people in the nursing home. They regret the things they didn't do more than the things that they did do. Now, the things that you do, you learn from, so you really don't have a regret. It's like, you know what? There's no regrets there, but what I do regret is not applying myself, learning something, or approaching somebody, or doing more. And this is why taking action is so important. The regret is supposed to nail you to the wall so you can look at yourself in the mirror, if that makes sense. I don't even know if it makes sense or not, but the main point is that discipline will counteract the regret. Because when you're disciplined, you do consistent actions. A lot of people regret not developing skills. I'm one of them. I regret not developing certain skills. I regret not taking sales jobs when I was in my teens and 20s, because it builds character. It actually helps you learn the way a business operates more than just being a regular employee. A salesperson maximizes their output. They're paid by their performance. They're not paid for their hours that they work. Now, regardless of that, the main thing that I want to harp on in this video is that putting in more work every single day in regards to what it is that you want to do, whether you're a content creator, whether you're an author, a musician, an athlete, a dancer, a filmmaker, an entrepreneur, a parent, a teacher, a student, an artist, a designer, whatever you are, you're going to benefit from leaving it all on the field. Because when you go home to go to sleep at night, that's when you can rest. So leaving your tank fully exhausted at the end of the day is going to set you up for a better sleep at night, because while you're sleeping, your brain, your subconscious mind is still going to be working on what you were working on during the day. And then you're going to be fully rested when you wake up in the morning, and your start point is going to be a little bit higher because of the hard work that you've been putting in the day before. So the thing that we do sometimes is, like, we think we got to conserve energy, especially the older we get. We feel less resilient. Like, I don't want to work too hard at the gym because I need to save some more energy for tomorrow, or I'm not trying to burn myself out. The mentality of thinking you're going to burn yourself out is actually pretty dangerous. Like, you're not going to burn yourself out. Don't save anything for tomorrow, because the harder you work today, the better your sleep is going to be at night, the more fulfilled you're going to feel as the days go on. So just keep going. And it's not really like, I don't even think people should call it a grind anymore. Like, oh, I'm on the grind. Yeah, it's pride to say you're on the grind, right? And it feels good. Yeah, I'm on the grind and I grind hard every day. But in the back of your mind, you're like, dude, this grind has got to stop. So stop looking at it like a grind and start looking at it like your passion and something that you love to do. You love to work hard and give it all you got, because that's just who you are. And it's not a grind to you. It's actually just the way you live. I hope what I'm trying to say here makes sense, because it's not really a difficult mindset shift once you live it, and sometimes we need a little bit of a reminder to get us back on that direction. Because what happens a lot of times, and even with myself, is I need to remind myself sometimes. That's part of the reason why I even record these videos, because it helps me remind myself what I need to be doing. And also think about the cost of not grinding every day, because there's a slow payment that happens every single day that you don't put in all of your effort. And when you don't exhaust all of your energy and potential every single day, you make a little bit of payment. It's like a tax almost. And then it compounds. So think about, after a year, after 5 years, a decade of not living up to your potential is going to add up to being a totally different person than you could have been. Like, that should actually kind of scare you in a way. And it's not about being hustle and oh, I got to outperform everybody. It has nothing to do with that. It's about you being the best version of yourself. Because, I mean, maybe it does in a way take a certain person to want to even level up in this way. And if you're the type of person that wants to level up and get to the next level, you realize that it's better to be exhausted than to be haunted decades later. The way time flies by, you look back on it and you say, damn, 5 years just disappears. It literally does. So when you make the best out of the 5 years that you lived, the most previous 5 years, you look back and you reflect and you say, man, I'm glad I did what I did. People don't regret working hard. They regret not doing what they thought they could have done. And the other thing about working hard is it's something you have control over. You can't control the talents that you were born with or lack thereof. You can't control, everybody has a unique talent, right? But you can control the work output that you put in every single day. So that gives you a sense of control. That control right there gives you enough a reason to outwork your competition. So it's not always about who's the smartest, who's the fastest, and who's the strongest. It's about who's willing to work the hardest. And I've been in sales, and trust me, there's people that I came across that were super talented, super charismatic, very persuasive naturally. The type of people that other people gravitate to and you notice them. Oh, there's something about them. But they didn't have the work ethic, and they didn't last because they didn't have the work ethic. And then other people that had they seemed like they weren't going to make it. All the red flags of just poor personality. They didn't have a good energy even, but they had such a strong will and work ethic that they improved everything that they could and made a ton of money because of it. You see examples of this happening all the time. So it has nothing to do with your natural talents or proclivities or any of that. It really boils down to what you're willing to do, how much work you're willing to put in. And I think the hardest workers really, they don't look at work like it's some grind. They look at the work like it's fun. They're playing, and it's like a game to them. So maybe that is the talent, and you can learn to love hard work. You can learn to love it. Like, think about it. You might think somebody has poor work ethic, somebody that just sits around and plays video games all day. But you got to understand the discipline that it takes to get good at certain video games. They have a strong work ethic when it comes to that video game. There's a reason why they want to get good at that video game, but there's not a reason why they want to get good at life. So if you flip that and switch it and give them a reason why they would want to get good at life, then life becomes the video game, and then they start leveling up in real life. And other people around you can feel it. When you put in the work, it's something that really emanates from you. It's almost like it becomes your aura or part of your aura. When you're around other people, they know you don't mess around. You get the job done, and you're doing what it is you want to do, and you're executing. There's a difference between somebody who leaves things undone and not finished, and somebody who executes until it's finished and they get the shit done. So really it's about choosing what matters to you. It's not so much about, the hustle, glamour lifestyle. People glamorize hustle too much. It's more so about finding what you truly want, and sometimes it takes a little bit of trial and error even to find what you want in the first place. And then there's a little more trial and error once you find what you want to actually get good at what it is that you want. And I heard on a podcast, I think it was Alex Hermosi, he said something like, somebody who was talking to said, when his kids are playing a sports game or whatever it is that they're doing, he asked them, did you leave anything in your tank? Do you still have energy left? Well, you didn't notch up then. Like, you have to empty everything, right? No more energy left in your tank by the end of the day, because this is going to build character and it's going to build confidence. It doesn't happen overnight, but it happens every day, day by day, day by day. And you can actually push yourself a little bit further than you think you can, especially if you get used to doing it. So think of every time you push yourself to your maximum capacity, it's like throwing a little bit of money in the bank. And that money in the bank is good money. And you keep doing it over and over again. And every time you go and you just push yourself further than you thought you could have went, that's even more. That's double the money in your bank. By the end of, 5 or 10 years, the accumulation is surprising. If for nothing else, do it as an experiment. Just experiment with it. You're not going to regret not putting in your best. Because the thing that you'll notice that happens after this is that you start to trust yourself more. You start to believe in yourself because you're the type of person who gets it done. And you reveal to yourself what you're actually capable of over and over again every day. And the more you do push yourself, the more your limit increases. 7 months ago, it could have been like, okay, it took a certain amount of effort and output, and then my tank was empty and I was spent. But now you realize that the reservoir in your tank is actually much bigger and can hold more fuel. And then you're like, damn, I don't get tired like I used to. Like, this doesn't drain me like it used to. And I can damn well do this shit all day long now. It's nothing to me. That's what I want people to get to. I want people to get to the output where it's like, you're on a limitless mission. You feel limitless. And you don't need to take a limitless pill like the movie. You're just limitless naturally. You don't need modafinil or any kind of biohacking. Even though I have nothing against biohacking, honestly, but really the internal medicine is what I'm talking about. So every day, just fall asleep dead tired, because it's better than waking up years from now wondering if you could have done more. That's all I'm saying.